Hey there, you female fitness babe, you boss babe. How do those words resonate with you? I'm rebranding this podcast that you're listening to, and there's a new female fitness entrepreneur podcast coming soon. Now, it's not new, it's just going to have a makeover of sorts, and I would love your vote. I've polled my team. I've asked a small group of my private business coaching clients. I've Googled anything that might never be possible due to trademark because of conflicting titles. And you should do this, by the way, before you name your business or your program. Now that we're all online, if you create something that's a unique protocol or method and somebody else already had that title and has been using it, you are going to be potentially at risk for, like, you're going to need to change that name if somebody says, I don't like you using that because I trademarked it and it's a registered trademark now and I paid a great deal of money to do that. So I don't want you taking my SEO, and they can come after you. So just a hint. I'm Deborah Atkinson. You're listening to Fitness Marketing Mastery, where I address marketing and sales strategies that are easy, enjoyable, even fun for your fitness and health coaching business. Nothing here is sleazy, salesy, or pushy. And it's also that you can build a business and a life with the time to enjoy the freedom and the financial flexibility that you love. Feeling authentic and in integrity. Can I get an amen? All right. So this episode literally is like the meta of episodes. So it's the episode about new podcast episodes. I want to rename. There's something that's been missing here, some magic. Fitness Marketing Mastery, first of all, when I see those letters, my team started just using FMM. I'm just like, I don't know what this is. It feels like WWW wrestling. I don't like it. And it feels heavy to me. So I'm doing something about it. We're going to change the name. This has been an evolution since, 2011. This podcast has been in existence, started out as the Voice for Fitness Professionals podcast. And that was also Voice for Fitness Professionals is actually the name of my LLC. So I thought, well, why not? And this says it all. Like, I want to be the voice for fitness professionals, helping them build their business. So why wouldn't I call it that? Although it just wasn't clear, right? It was maybe clever, but it wasn't clear. And clear always wins when we're talking marketing and messaging. So my goal here is to tap into your expertise, your creative genius, and just learn like what resonates with you. So it's your turn. Here's my ask. Please take this quick poll and let me know what you think. I mean, literally, it's going to take you 30 seconds. You can go to fitnessmarketingmastery.com/vote, VOTE. That's it. There's 2 questions. One is answer which of these 5 titles resonates for you, or you get an other, you can tell me, no, this gave me a great idea. Here's a better idea. And then 2, like, what are the things that you most want from the podcast? And you can click all that apply. That's it. But I really would appreciate your help because it's never good to come up with something in a silo, meaning me sitting here thinking it's the best idea ever. I've learned that's really not a good idea, even though it's what I love to do. I've made that mistake so many times. I'm sure I'll do it again, but I'm getting better. I'm not doing it, taking my time. I do want to backpedal. So I mentioned something right at the beginning about trademarking, right? And checking with titles first. So I would suggest that any like business name that you're using, anything that is in your domain for your website, any of your accounts on, say, Instagram, check them out. Names of your programs. You want to look and see, You might one day, even if you don't know it today, want to trademark that because it's been very lucrative for you. And then come to realize somebody's already registered that trademark and they're going through the process. And maybe they'd used it before you. Because if you started a business, say in Iowa, and I don't know why, but I'm an Iowa girl. So you started a business in Iowa. And when you started it in 2018, you just thought, well, it's going to be my business in Iowa. And now suddenly it's a global business because you had to go online. That changes everything. So do this due diligence and look for, who's using this online and are they an established business? And you can look, is it, TM, is there a trademark there, or C in a circle, meaning it's copyrighted already, or registered, the R, registered trademark. So TM means they've applied, they're in it. So they kind of, like a dog, peed on territory. There's no better way. But if they have first use rights because they've said, no, we're going to get in line, we're going to call this our own, and we've had use longer than anybody else, they'll get it. And you don't want to be in that situation. And I know when you first start, you may not have that foresight. You may not have that vision, but because business for all of us has changed, I highly suggest that you think about that right now. And part of the reason I've done this due diligence is because there are some really great names out there now that you have to be careful. And what the trademark division does is makes it so they will say no to you if you using a name that is too similar to someone else's would be confusing for a consumer. So there were a couple names that I really liked that I had to throw out because somebody was already using them, not in the same way, but that doesn't matter. That still is confusing to the consumer if they do a Google search, for instance, and all of them come up and they're like, I don't know, right? They want the consumer to have a better experience, supposedly. So there you go. And yep, you heard me say that, supposedly. All right. So take that quick poll, if you would, vote. It'll take 30 seconds, maybe. fitnessmarketingmastery.com/vote. I know we all like to give an opinion, but these are fun names. What I want is what names feels best. What do you identify with? What do you want to identify with? And what feels both fun and tells you that by listening to this podcast, that you will get tips for marketing your business, insider content about being female and boss, because let's face it, we've got unique stuff going on, how to hire, onboard, and fire, and the growing pains of starting and building a fitness business so you can skip some of those mistakes that I made for you. Thank you very much. And how to identify your fitness boss strengths and your communication style so that you can amplify what it is you do. And again, avoid some of the frustrations that happen just because of communication. I shouldn't say just because, but because of good communication. Communication is like the biggest thing, right? In a relationship of any kind. All right. So I also want to share with you my current female entrepreneur podcast loves. And this is, as you're growing your own business, as you're either in it, starting it, looking to scale it. I think over the last decade, I've developed some really favorite friends. I probably in the last decade, I don't know when podcasts really became a thing, but that's when I started listening. I try to have the discipline not to listen to anything when I go hiking. But there are times when I personally have a hard time, and this is one of the topics for podcasting coming up. I have a hard time pulling myself away from all the things I want to do in my business. So anybody resonate with that? It's easy to get burnt out because you love what you're doing so much that you want to spend lots of time doing it. And I let that like flow into my weekends and I let it flow into my evenings. And I start really early in the day. So that's not a good fit. So there, I said that. When I'm in that kind of moment, I also know that I am not crushing goals. What I'm doing is killing my creativity and I won't be attracting anything good. So I barter with myself. I will catch up on a podcast at the beginning of a walk or a hike and think of this like, this is vitamins for my business, right? And, they're not all fitness podcasts, these that I'm going to share with you. In fact, none of them actually are fitness podcasts at all. It's why I do what I do at my Fitness Professionals podcast. This one you're listening to. There's a gap in getting specific with the skills to teach fitness and the skills to grow a fitness business or start one. I do think that women have natural strengths to lead and to do fitness marketing and make good business decisions. They just require us to really tap into our vision for both our customers and for our business and ourselves. Fitness business does come with a unique set of opportunities and challenges for women, and being female entrepreneurs does very specifically. We need to bring that all together in one place. So that is my aim. But here are several of my favorite podcasts for so many reasons. So first of all, at the top, Marketing Made Easy by Amy Porterfield. For female fitness entrepreneurs, podcast choices, this is a gold mine of the personal, the business, the scheduling obstacles that will always be present in your business. Entrepreneurs on Fire by John Lee Dumas. This podcast is a great companion for longer hikes. The episodes tend to be a little bit longer. It's the model of this podcast that intrigues me the most. So this is really meta. It's like the podcast itself, the content I listen to, like I will not listen to a lot, probably a higher percent than I listen to, but the model of his podcasting, it's a daily release, daily. Hello. Is that a little work or what? That girlfriend is tons of work. And he now releases replays. He's been doing this long enough of previous episodes, but he started like new podcast episode every day. What I pay attention to most about what he's doing is behind the scenes. Like he has 80% of what he does, maybe more, is interviews. And he charges $3,000 to do an interview. Like if I wanted to be a guest, I have to apply, pay $3,000, be accepted. Yeah, right? Then you have to have a certain size of audience in order to do that because he wants to grow his. And crazy, right? But listen to this, crazy like a fox. His audience is big. And if you're the right fit, he probably also uses an affiliate link in the podcast to make money on listeners who take action from his link. So let's say, let me paint this for you. So I am a guest and maybe I'm talking to him about how I grew my business because he is addressing entrepreneurs, right? So I might be talking to him about how I grew Flipping 50, how it started, how it's going now, how it evolved, what my business model is. He then might have a link to be an affiliate for me, meaning he's going to promote my programs or my membership for the listening entrepreneurs in his audience who are women between 45 and 70. So he's going to make $3,000 because I was a guest if I were to do that. And he would then make X amount of money based on the people that are a right fit for it in his audience who need exercise and are within my demographic, and it may or may not be a great fit for him. So I'm just giving you a suppose, but is that brilliant or what? He's making money on the front end and on the back end of it. And then maybe during his podcast, he also will have some advertiser that he's promoting. He's making money from that as well. So smart. So are your wheels turning? There are so many ways to do business, girlfriend. Another one is SPI with Pat Flynn. It stands for Smart Passive Income. I don't listen to every podcast here either. There are some topics that feel really off target based on the show's promise. I mean, it's for smart passive income, right? But he's got some podcast episodes where he's talking with fitness entrepreneurs about a 2-exercise fitness model. And I'm like, this is totally not what I want from you. And second of all, I don't like the science behind this because there isn't much. Anyway, you get the idea. It is a great lesson that he does go off topic, because somewhere in there is a business win for him. I'm just trying to figure out exactly what that is. So if you're the right fit, right, for a certain demographic, you might want to think about how you expand what it is you're doing. Pat makes his living from this podcast. So if he's like going off target with some of his content, might be worth paying attention to. Something about that is working for him. So when success leaves clues, I pay attention. The Jasmine Star Show is another one. So the obvious, that's with Jasmine Star. So when I want a quick or specific tip episode on how to use Instagram, which is Jasmine's jam, or hear a little bit about her growing a business and a family at the same time, this is a fun podcast. I like her attitude. I like her speak, her talk, her pace. All of that is so very good. And any podcast you can put on double speed or half the speed if you want to, but why would you do that? I actually like them just a regular pace. And I find if somebody's rate of speech is too slow and I want to put it on double time, going faster is not really going to make it better. So it's just somebody who probably doesn't resonate with me. All right. So please use this link, fitnessmarketingmastery.com/vote. Tell me which of the 5 new titles I'm proposing that you love. And I thank you so much in advance. The link for show notes today, if you want to come back and just, what were those podcasts that I was linking to and which ones are they? So we'll take you out to them in the podcast or show notes. And you can find that at fitnessmarketingmastery.com/female fitness entrepreneurs. And what are you waiting for? The world needs you and I right now more than ever.